is.
I have that for my pencils.
Mm-hmm.
Also
the
a good
apple
one.
crown. Okay, let's go.
The apple crown is
Classic.
fantastic.
It's so
One,
good.
as a drink. Two, the bag is very nice. Also,
Yeah.
peach. The peach one.
Ooh, yeah.
Peach
Ooh.
crown. Ooh. Peach crown with some lemonade.
See?
Ooh. Yeah.
Nice.
Hey everybody,
Yeah.
welcome to our
Crown Royal.
drinks
Yeah.
our drinks tutorial.
Hi.
Drink of choice. Mine
I've been
is
a bartender before. I know alcohols or something.
Oh, are we doing
You
drinks
are
of choice?
I'm learning so much about you.
Yeah,
It's
there's
so
some
much
deep
fun.
Q lore being dropped today.
Oh, Patreon
Sorry.
exclusive.
Yeah. Absolutely been a bartender. Tip your bartenders. And don't be an asshole if they
Always.
cut you off. Like, if we're cutting you off, it's probably for a reason.
Yep.
Just throwing that out there.
Also be nice to the chefs, kitchen staff, wait staff. I've been all of those things, and people
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
But be nice to
I've been a host and a server. Worked at a country club. That one was a time.
Ooh.
Oh, here, I'll do you one better. That was during the 2016 election.
Oh God.
I'm so
I feel
sorry.
that all the way from Canada. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Cool.
There were guests that, regulars,
Oh,
part of the
no.
country club, that purchased a cake to celebrate.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't like
yeah.
that.
Is this
Yeah.
is this where you also experience the man who liked to lick his fingers and lick money at
That was one of them. That was definitely where the cake
I
began.
don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No, thank you.
The majority of that was at the gas station I worked at, which I no longer do. We're free. Free at last.
and we love this. We love this.
Gas
We do
station
that.
licking your money.
I mean, any licking your money.
Yes.
Any licking your money.
Any licking your
Like,
money.
After, I guess it's before you pump gas. So
But
Not
still.
always.
Well,
Not always.
Depends
Sometimes
on
they
where
come
you
in,
are.
sometimes different. Also, again, this was post-pandemic.
No.
This was post-disturbance at the dancing place. Panic at
hate
the
it.
everywhere.
So,
Canteen Pro
JD.
V. Sorry. Hi.
Yeah. JD, now you understand why maybe people are grossed out by licking a horse? Because this is very adjacent to
no,
that.
what?
No, that is so
I mean, horses are
completely
very
different.
different, though.
Oh my god.
I don't
Horses
know.
are meant to be licked.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Say
I
again?
felt the need to attack JD in this moment. I don't know why.
And you know what? You're wrong. In this instance, you're wrong. Alex, you're right in a lot of points.
Thank
but
you.
today, you're wrong.
Can I get that gesture one more time, Raph? Incredible.
We have all missed each other, as you can tell.
Yes.
We are glad to be back. Are you good, Ralph?
Sorry, I just have to write something down for my sake. Horse game. What? Okay,
I
continue.
have so many questions, but you know what? I'm going to go into our introduction while
Okay,
I
yeah,
still
do that.
remember how to speak. Hello, everyone. I know many of you in the chat, so some of you at least have joined us before, and you know who we are and what we do. We are live from the Apocalypse. We are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that produces actual play content in the form of streams and podcasts. This is Changeling Cold Iron. But before we dive in, what we do here is raise money for organizations. And currently that organization is Rainbow Railroad. We are currently fundraising for the Canadian branch. Having raised $1,000 for the United States branch, we have now transferred over. So you might notice units of currency look a little bit different than what you're used to when you put that in. That's fine. And you know what? It doesn't matter how it shows up as long as the money is going to support Rainbow Railroad. So at any point, you can take whatever money you would have put in to sub, give us bits, anything else. Rather than going to Jeff Bezos, it will go directly to Rainbow Railroad if you click the donate button. We cannot stop you from subscribing. Tragically, we have tried. We have found a way to de-incentivize you from doing that. And so if you do manage to track down the subscribe button, you will notice that something tragic will occur. In fact, allow me to demonstrate.
Damn you.
You are a sick son of a.
Gonna kill that dog.
Oh my God, he's the bad guy.
That was $20.
Bad guy.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, Alex. Sorry to Fitz's remaining family and Fitz himself. Yeah, so make your choice. I have decided that I can live with myself. That is why I clicked the button.
I see we're both choosing violence tonight. That's fine.
Whoa.
But if you cannot live with yourself for doing that, maybe just donate to Rainbow Railroad instead and help out LGBT people who are getting to safer locations than the ones they might currently be in. With that, Alex, shall we start with introductions?
Yes. What does that mean? I have no idea what I'm doing.
That is fine. I can guide this. Do you want me to start by court or do you want me to start by player name? Because I have the power to do either.
You have the power. Let's start.
Did
Let's
we
do
roll
courts.
a die? Oh.
I like
Courts.
courts.
Nope.
We're playing
Okay.
a game about courts.
Wait,
so.
didn't we do haven't we always done courts?
No, we've
No.
done it
Ralph, I
alphabetically.
don't know if you know this, but the last time we played this game, I was 5 years old.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
And now he is a man.
now I'm all grown up.
And so with that, let us start with spring. With spring.
Yes. That's right.
That's right. That's what I thought.
That's right.
I was waiting for you to try. I was like, do they know? Yes, it's me. Hello. It's me, I'm Raph. I'm playing Lova tonight. It's weird to say that without the accent. I didn't like it. What else? What happened last time? What's going on? Find out. More stuff at the end.
Incredible.
No.
Absolutely incredible. All right, then that means summer comes next. I know my seasons, and that means Q.
What up? It's your boy, Q. You can find me at midnight_inc. That's INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. God, I love saying that so much. I've missed it. Anyway, hi. I'm playing Misha Dragunov, who is the representative for the summer court here. He's just, a good little soldier. Definitely not a monster. There will absolutely be more at the end, so stay tuned.
I believe you, Q. I believe you that he is not a monster. I trust you implicitly.
Sweet and/or innocent. Thank you so much.
That means that I am next. Hello, I am JD. You can find me on social media at JD, not Jason Dean. In this game, I play Arcadia Volkov, the representative of the Autumn Court. Just a little guy. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just, your usual scientist. Nothing else to see here. Nothing to see at all. And like the other two said, I will have some more things to say when we hit the end. And that means, last but not least, winter.
We save the best for last, always.
Always.
Hello, my name is Faris Arcadia, and I am playing Veronica Strogost, the fairest dancer in the Winter Court, and a vocal teacher, Just a beautiful, lovely vocal teacher. Nothing to worry about. You can find me at Arcadia on all of the socials everywhere, because I'm boring. And there will be many things at the end, because I'm a busy, busy girl. And that's me.
And last but not least, our actual monster, because as has been established, none of us are monsters. We are just a painter, a scientist, a soldier, and a dancer and song teacher. Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm Mightiest Finn on Twitter. I'm Mighty Finn on Blue Sky. I'm going to try and remember how to run this game. Um,
I
Yeah.
believe in you.
thank you. More at the end, I guess, to follow the pattern. More at the end, I think. We'll see if I can remember what I'm doing. That's
Sorry,
it. That's me.
I just
Yeah.
saw the cursed comment in the chat and I got really distracted.
If I remember where we
Mm.
left off, we were all kissing.
Yes,
Right.
that sounds
Oh.
right.
Is
That
that,
sounds right.
is that so?
Pretty sure. Pretty
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Are you,
This
Was
is
it-
actually Monster Hearts. Sorry, everybody.
That explains a lot.
Oh, right.
Dr.
That's
That
right.
explains so much.
What's her name?
This
She
is
was in on it,
Stalinist
too.
Monster Hearts. I forgot.
God.
It's funny, except Veronica
Hold
has
on.
never kissed someone in her life. Let's be honest.
No, certainly
Alright.
not.
Yes.
It's like, I don't know
We
what
can
that
change
means.
that. Right, we can change
Yeah.
that if you want. It's fine.
Do you say that out loud?
Kissing is not my
Is that-
style.
Just
Is that,
remember,
is that I see your...
just remember, every NPC in this game is romanceable if you try hard enough. So
Good to know.
it's not a challenge; it's just a statement of fact.
I,
I think we should probably do a quick recap so that we all remember why we're here. I'll take care of that because, again, I was going to write an intro for this, and I just my brain didn't function, so we're just going to do a recap instead. Hi, everybody! It's 1950. We're in Kaliningrad in the Soviet Union, the Union of Socialist Soviet Republic, so whatever that is. Kaliningrad is an enclave over on the Baltic coast, and there's been a Moida, a very respected scientist, was found dead on the lovely Kaliningrad beach. Kaliningrad known for its lovely beaches, where the Soviet elite come to sun themselves and dip in the icy waters of the Baltic.
squinted. Okay. Yep. Mhm.
We have 4 representatives from the Central Committee in Moscow, one representing each court. We also have an unaligned representative, but Kolya has been called away for the time being. There is some business that the Kaliningrad Council has for him. So, you all are now unsupervised, which is interesting to say the least. But
In my defense, you left me unsupervised.
right.
Saying it now.
You went to the morgue. That was the first thing you did in Kaliningrad, where you saw the body of Dr. Morozov, who was shot in the back with multiple decorative and festive arrows. His chest had been caved in and his heart exploded, but what actually killed him was a broken neck, which you discovered from your autopsy, which several of our changelings are skilled medical professionals among their other talents. What happened next? Then there was a problem because Dr. Morozov came back from being dead. He wasn't quite dead because there was something animating him. And several members of morgue staff were killed and turned into some kind of black sludge zombies. But you did end up killing Dr. Morozov, who exploded when he died, and opened up a portal to the hedge for just a moment before the hedge portal collapsed. You found that in the morgue, someone had opened up a portal to what is the current sort of replacement for the hedge, which is current, with the hedge being twisted and insane because of what happened in the war. But now we have the labyrinth, which allows you to travel through time and space all at one time artificially, but it's a little dangerous in there. It's not even in beta yet. So we don't recommend labyrinth travel. You can always do so at your own risks. You've all signed the waivers, but just be on your lookout while you're there. You dealt with a problem. There were some clues that indicated that maybe something tied to each of your pasts is going on with this Dr. Morozov corpse. And then you were out of the morgue and confronted by Soviet soldiers who, I'm just going to fast forward us through that conversation because that's kind of boring. They're just gonna check your paperwork, realize that there's no problem, and you will be sent on your way, unleashed into Kaliningrad to do what you will, because there's still a mystery to solve. You still have to figure out who killed him. But are there any questions among the changelings? Are there any questions from the chat? I don't actually have chat open, so I don't know. I'm just talking.
Probably a
into the void.
good thing, honestly.
Get in the comments.
I
Get
can't
in the comments. Ask your questions. I will say the coroner, before you leave, pulls Arcadia aside and says, I know that you were thinking about a chemist for that substance that we found. At the moment, I think you understand that the scientists in town, you have no hope of secrecy with them. But if you want it analyzed, or you want another opinion, there is an individual who works out of the back alleys. They call him the chef. And he knows more about chemical compounds than any academy-trained scientist. You might start there.
I will take that under advisement.
Be safe, and remember, if you need anything else of me, you need only ask.
I will keep that in mind. Be well.
And you. So, changelings. Motley. What are we doing? Where are we going?
What time of day is it?
So, you went to the morgue immediately after arrival.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a 21-hour train ride from Moscow. You
Quick
left
maths.
at 7 o'clock at night.
The train
So,
was going
It is
46 miles an hour. So rough.
It is currently 8 o'clock p.m.
Okay.
Ah, good.
Yes. The
Good, then I'm okay.
baleful demon eye in the sky has finally set. Or has finally set. So,
If you all don't mind, I would like very much to see the beach. I don't need anyone to accompany me, but if you would like to, you can.
I think that is the reasonable next step.
Yes, I would like to see that as well.
It must be lovely in the moonlight.
Irrelevant.
Who's driving?
Is
We lost our chauffeur.
our chaperone is
Cancelled
missing?
business.
We could walk.
Yeah, how far is the beach from where we are?
less than a mile.
Oh, okay. Yes.
All right.
Kaliningrad is a large city, but it's a compact city. That makes sense.
Gotcha.
It is dense.
Yes.
And if you remember, the sort of core of the city was destroyed in the war and never rebuilt. So there's like a ring around the former city center, and you're close to the beach. So.
Okay, but it's not about the distance. It's about the perception, you understand.
I do. It's
Right.
not that far.
Okay.
Perhaps as we walk, we share more about what we know.
I certainly have questions.
And it seems you had some answers as well.
Yes, but does Winter give the answers is the question. Or does
If
she
you-
keep her secret?
It depends on the questions that you're asking me.
And what of your questions?
Well, unfortunately, we lost our guide, but I am curious about the bomb music and about the working on the labyrinth. I am certain at least one of us has more information about that particular project.
The masked face turns to look towards Arcadia.
Mhm.
And Arcady adjusts his glasses and says, I can understand why you would look at me for those answers, but we are all aware information about the labyrinth is highly classified.
But it
And
appears
you are
it is
saying,
the
go
basis,
ahead.
or at least part of this murder. So even if perhaps you have a lead that will come from that information would be most valuable, but not?
Truly, I wish I did. But that is not information they would give a scientist of my level. If we are being frank here and putting our cards on the table, a renowned physicist was just murdered. They sent me to investigate. They do not expect anything other than me reporting back what I can before something tragic likely befalls me. I am under no pretenses here that I am expendable.
We're all expendable in our way. That's why we must make ourselves useful.
Yes, and in our time, call their bluff.
Arcady
They have
looks
put
at
you.
Yuna at that
Uh
and
oh.
says, I don't think I would say that we are all expendable.
I'm not sure what you mean. I believe you all hold beauty in your lives, and that beauty would be, well, it would be a shame if it was cut out. I think perhaps we hold more weight than you think.
Perhaps.
Suffice to say that between the four of us, there is information that will be useful to getting to the bottom of this, including, and I look to Yusa, memories that perhaps we do not want to dig up. Those leads will be useful to all of us.
Hmm. Did we not all have some fond memories brought up tonight?
Not
I
particularly.
cannot say that my memory was fond. No. It was a memory, a rare one, but a memory nonetheless.
Hmm. Well, then who would like to go first? Perhaps.
We could go court order.
That
It is most appropriate.
I suppose, but it is also not fun. We could play a game.
The spring court and your games.
I have to
How
try.
do you win?
Let's. What if we play the. Let's get to the beach. We could play a drinking game. Very easy.
He just goes tunk, tunk, tunk on his mask.
So that does not come off. I was very hoping I could see what lies beneath.
Veronica smirks at that.
Many have.
Have any succeeded?
Not to my recollection.
Perhaps you have a bad memory. I'll go first. Since you all want to keep your secrets. What I know.
Literally pull out the clipboard.
No, she pulls out her sketchbook and she turns to the first page. And she begins to sketch as she speaks, trying to jog her memory. She doesn't look at any of you. And it's a very small sketchbook. It's hard to look over her shoulder and see what she's drawing, but she says, well, we can review. 3 arrows. So for clearly from my ancient keeper, Laughing Lord. So was the paint that was used to cover up the body. It was elegant, I will say that. And I am curious how this person attained this. The only way you can get it is from. Well, it's impossible.
Why?
Well, it's from the Laughing Lord's forest, which is an abyss now, unfortunately.
And no one could have brought a store of it when we evacuated.
I suppose. Although if they do have a store of it, I would very much like to find them. Miss it.
Netted.
I'm not sure who. Most people left their keepers behind. They didn't want anything to do with it. They don't like talking about it. So taking something in the midst of everything that happened, it's, unless they were planning on using it, it's over 15 years old.
You seem quite comfortable talking about the Laughing Lord, and you seemed quite delighted by those reminders.
Oh.
Nope.
And we killed Raph.
JD asking the hardest questions.
Thought that was my stuff, and I went, oh
Me too.
no. We were all so still.
Mhm. Oh,
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, me and Video Ninja.
they fight.
You've been
Fight-
beefing with that one for a year.
Anyway, we're not on speaking terms. I don't know where we were, so.
JD had just asked why you were so enthusiastic.
Oh yes,
about
okay.
The Laughing Lord.
I think that's when she like stops sketching for a moment and looks up at you, Arcadia, and just makes eye contact and says, before my Laughing Lord, I wasn't anything. But now I get to paint. I've mastered the arts. I've had experiences I would have never dreamed. The life I had before is, well, doesn't matter, and it's forgettable. It seems as though
I just want you all to know that Kaliningrad infested with cats.
invested
That was the same one.
in a
Just doing that.
circle.
You like as you all are walking the streets, it's just like you are stepping around cats who seem to control the sidewalks. It's like they're this is
They're
Amazing.
everywhere.
this is the vibe of your walk to the beach, we'll say.
Delicious.
I wish I had a dot of Animal Ken just for cats, just for meows.
I have 2 dots of Animal Ken. Thank you.
Oh!
What's your specialty?
Have a specialty. It's fine.
That's a lie.
Lies.
That's a
That's not
lie.
true. You get a free specialty.
I forgot that actually, so that is not on my sheet.
Yeah, you're a beastie boy. You get a free one.
We will not
Tragically,
reveal
it's not cats.
it's not cats.
But no, obviously.
Not
I
that
wish
type
it
of
was.
anime boy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think she just kind of smiles and then just looks at all of you for a moment and then continues sketching and looks down and says, are you not grateful? Did you lose all desires when you left this mundane world?
As a show of good faith, I will say that I too have some fond memories. The scent of ash reminds me of home. And she did many good things for me, my lady. And there you are.
I am alive. In the manner of speaking. So I suppose I could be grateful. But as I mentioned, there are no fond memories. There are rarely memories at all. At the most, I dream. And even those are fleeting and minimal.
Well, Misha, you took the words right out of my mouth as well. I would love to reminisce, but that is not something I am able to do.
But congratulations to you. You had happy memories.
Happy. Yes. That is what I know.
Happy is a word.
True. As it was my suggestion, I will go next. I remembered the creature that the doctor had become. It was, Alex, what'd you call it? Slither or something?
A skitter
Slither.
sneak.
Skitter
Skitter
sneak.
sneak.
Skitter sneak.
It has a good
The
mouthfeel, doesn't it?
doctor. It has a mouthfeel.
Does it have a good mouth, though?
Yes.
No, it does not.
Is it romanceable?
Yeah, wait, is this a romance?
I mean,
You
not
missed an
that one.
opportunity.
It's dead. Yeah,
missed an
not that one. It's
opportunity.
gone. Oh right, I'm hella fucked up.
We're all pretty.
Yeah,
It
same.
was-
We're not
Super
doing
fucked.
great.
I'm fine.
Love that for me.
I got slashed and exploded. This is not a great time for me. Anyway, not the point. And the liquid that we found. I am fairly certain, and hopefully, Arcadia, you can corroborate. That fluid was familiar, also from the good doctor. Unfortunately, my memory, as I've stated, is not so good.
And your dreams?
Worse still. No, you may not enter. What I do know is that at one point I was fighting to protect the good doctor's realm. And then I was here. I have yet to uncover anything about myself apart from the muscle memory of my abilities.
I wish I had more to add, but for the moment, all I can say is, to the best of my recollections, I believe that Misha is right, that that liquid is also connected to the good doctor. But to understand more, I'm going to have to be able to break down and examine the chemical composition. I wish I had more that I could share. I wish I could reminisce in the way that you can, or
Perhaps
you,
someday you
Veronica.
will.
Perhaps, but my memories are very much fragmented. There are some feelings attached, but I could not say to what moments.
This liquid, it is tied to the good doctor? Something from our home?
The ingredients would be found in Arcadia, though I cannot say what they are.
Another stash.
Perhaps our memories, fractured as they are also incorrect. Maybe he did not fall as we thought he had.
Now that is a thought.
A dangerous one, to be sure.
But one we should consider, especially given the fact that we have seen evidence of all of our keepers. Right?
Of a sort, perhaps.
We have yet to hear Winter talk.
As I said, as it collapsed into ash, I was reminded of my lady. No more or less. Either my memories are empty, or they are unimportant and irrelevant.
Do you not have any theories?
That ash reminds me of the Lady of Ashes? That is quite... Sometimes a pile of ash is just a pile of ash.
I meant of the body.
None of it reminds me of her. What is happening, Alex?
I sent you a message.
Okay. Oh my... What?
Okay, spicy.
secrets. Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh,
Cool.
oh
I'm
my.
scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Well, then let's hit rewind on that.
Okay.
My Discord doesn't do things when I want to do things.
Doesn't do things.
I notifications drive me crazy. Little red. Anyway, in that case, well, ashes remind me of my lady. When she was disappointed with something, she would get rid of it to its basest of forms. But of course, fire does that just as easily as she did. So to say that it was related to her preferred method of removal of failure is perhaps a stretch. It did explode after all. If I burned a piece of paper today, it would turn to ash also.
And is it not a gift to her? Turning something to ash.
The gifts that I would send to her have nothing to do with ashes.
Then it is we who were granted gifts.
I suppose my lack of distraction is a gift. She was not merciful, to be sure.
I don't think it would be poor to at least pretend to link our great phase to this. It seems we are all attached in some way.
Very possible. But perhaps
Right.
it's too early to tell.
Unless Winter will be the only one.
Hmm?
I highly doubt it.
Without some sort of present.
Perhaps. But then again, we haven't even made it to the beach. Perhaps there are other things there. It would be a foolish show of espionage to point fingers at everyone but oneself. I like to think we are smarter than that.
And I am a scientist, and I like hypotheses that we can test rather than assumptions that are being made.
What is art if not assumptions of the world?
It is the way we see the world, is it not? It is
Observation,
truth, not assumptions.
not assumption.
This is lovely. And
I
you're
like to know
walking.
what I'm stabbing.
On that note, I think we have been winding our way through the streets of Kaliningrad. And even though it's evening, nighttime, there is a reasonable amount of foot traffic and regular traffic. The city is big, it's got a lot of people, and there is a lot of pedestrians out and about, even though things are, things have been rough. There was that murder. We're still rebuilding. But people are out. They're going into shops. They are going home. You see people walking into their homes. You see people sitting outside on the cafes. Even though it's September and a little chilly, they have steaming mugs of tea and alcohol of various kinds. You hear chatter. You hear laughter. You hear the smell. You see people. You hear the sounds of people. You smell food. And you're following signs that point you to the beach. And it's one, you hear the ocean before you see it, or the sea. You hear the sea before you see it. That was a weird tangle of words. I'm sorry.
That was
But
amazing.
effectively, the city butts right up onto the sand dunes, and you literally just like walk through a little green space, and you find yourself on a beach that extends almost as far as you can see in either direction. It is long. Pristine white sand. We've got a full moon, we'll say, so like the sea, which is rough, has that glint on it. The white caps look particularly bright under the light. You smell the sea and the seaweed and the fish has, that's that smell. You have no idea where the body was found, though. You just know that it was found on the beach. So what would you like to do?
And you said it just goes forever?
I mean, it goes... You can ultimately see the end of it, but it's quite far in the distance. Like, this beach is several miles long.
Okay. So it was running, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes.
Shall we walk it for a while? See what we can find?
Possibly. I have a thought, perhaps. A theory. I think perhaps he tried to use the labyrinth.
What makes you think that?
A hunch. He was running. And the creature was able to use the labyrinth. I think perhaps he was chased.
Through it or out of it?
Yes. Through it, and he was caught out of it. thought he could get away, but the arrows got to him.
But the arrows were not what killed him.
No, but they were, I assume, what took him down.
They always are.
Right. If there was a way, perhaps, if we could see the magic. We were able to tell if there was some sort of opening. Back in times before Arcadia fell, certain of us could have the sense for it. There was, say, a gate, but with this labyrinth, I'm not sure that that is in fact the case, but
I will say that if you want to follow that line of inquiry, you were in the presence, like you, if I remember correctly, Misha, you went through the labyrinth. Like you physically entered the labyrinth.
I did twice. Correct.
I would. There is a particular vibe that you got while you were there.
Perfect.
If you wanted to make a intelligence occult roll, you might be able to hone in on it.
Dope skis. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a willpower on that because I absolutely would love for this to work. Okay, cool. Hey, I am actually not dumb.
We love to hear it.
Yay!
We do.
Would you like to tell the class? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, mine wasn't important.
Let's say, would you like to tell the class what spending a willpower point does?
Yes. So when it is a skill roll, you spend a willpower. You add 3 dice to your roll. If you're spending it for just straight up like just an attribute roll, you only add 2, or like a resistance roll. So resolve composure, you can only add +2 to that.
Yep.
So let's see. I grabbed all my D10s and now I don't have room in my little basket.
No.
It's okay. We're making room. And I need to see what my light is because I got my blinders on.
And again, this is a D10 system for those watching at home who want to know. So Q is going to roll a bunch of D10s and try and get 8, 9, or 10 on his dices.
3. We are at 3 currently.
Ooh.
4.
Okay. That's 1 away from a critical success. Alas. So I think this is a moment where, Misha, you articulate this about the labyrinth, and there's like some sort of tingling at the base of your skull.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that you feel it, and it's almost like you're smelling the labyrinth. Like there's a sensory sort of jumble, but you're like, okay, wait, I'm experiencing that again here. And I don't think it's because I'm thinking about it. I think it's because there's proximity.
Gotcha.
And
we will follow that. Yeah,
you are able to hone in. You walk west along the beach because it's an east-west beach. Maybe an 1/8 of a mile. And you get to a point where, I mean, it's been 2 days since this body was discovered. So it's, the sand has had time to shift and move.
Right, to do what sand do, yes.
Right. Sand's going to do what sand's going to do. It's going to get everywhere. It's going to be irritating, But there is a line of glass in the sand. About 3 feet long and 4 inches wide. And this feel like this is the epicenter of that feeling.
Of that feel, that sensation. Okay.
Yes.
So I think Misha is walking. He stops and he just points over to it. There. Found it. Now, just for my memory's sake, because I want to make sure that I'm not tripping. When you described him, did you mention something about his feet being fucked up?
Oh, yeah, the soles of his feet were torn to shreds.
Thank you. That was exactly why I thought of it. Cool beans. Then I was not incorrect. Cool. Yes. Here. Everyone take the sense of it in as best you can.
So, I will have the rest of you also make intelligence occult rolls.
Oh boy.
No.
What? Sorry.
Excuse?
So that's your intelligence plus your occult?
Yes.
Does anything explode? Do 10s explode or something?
10s explode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you have 8 or 9 again, then those explode.
Right.
Oh, okay, so those both explode.
Okay.
I believe in you all.
Two.
Okay. So you see this line of glass in the sand. And at first, you don't really recognize what Misha is talking about. You're like, take in the like, what do you mean? Someone else went through the labyrinth.
I think it was Kolya, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Kolya.
Okay, never mind.
I stepped in, but I didn't go
I was gonna say
through, so I don't know if that
Mhm.
counts.
yeah.
You
So
did a heckin' peek.
a heckin' peak. Yep. So I think it's Veronica who attunes first. Attunes. You're looking around. You're using all of your senses to try and figure out what Misha is talking about it, and then you note the sort of prickle at the base of your skull, which smells like you're smelling a touch, if that makes sense. And then the rest of you also realize what it is, and it's like a sort of coppery, lightning-y feeling, ozone-y feeling. There's some other scents mixed in there, but the metallicness and the like oxidization of it is the preliminary, or like the primary sort of thing that you note. And I will say that now all of you will be able to recognize that with a regular wits composure check. You don't need an intelligence occult check to do that.
Nice.
I should also mention you are completely alone on this beach. Maybe it's the fact that there was a Moida here. Maybe it's the fact that Raph was like, I don't want to be on this beach alone.
Alex, why did you feel the need to let us know that we're here alone?
I'm just providing ambiance and information, JD.
I mean, and I love you for it. Clearly, other people aren't grateful, which, wow. Yeah.
I just feel threatened.
Nothing bad has happened on this beach in the last 46 hours. Don't worry about it.
Ooh, 46 hours.
Hello.
Welcome, Raph.
Hi there. Howdy.
I went into the labyrinth for a second. Sorry.
Mhm. Yeah.
You really got to be careful with that. It's a dangerous place in there.
It's dangerous in there.
It's dangerous to go alone.
That's right.
Take this.
Which is your friends.
Yes.
So, Raph, I don't know if you caught it, but you can detect labyrinth energy vibe with a wits composure roll now, which
Yeah,
is your standard like observational skill.
Heard.
Cool. Also, you're alone on the beach. Did you catch that?
Yes.
Good.
I
Right.
think everything after that.
Okay,
was
there
not-
wasn't anything after that.
Okay,
It's okay.
perfect.
Like you cut off right there, so
Yep.
it was perfect.
You still haven't found where the body was discovered, but
Hmm.
you are almost completely certain that this was the point of entry
Mm-hmm.
to the beach.
And there's no, as far as we can tell, or I guess this might be a rule, I don't know. But as far as we can tell, there's no like blood caught on the glass or anything like that.
That is a fine question. Go ahead and make me a wits composure roll.
Okay.
Okay. What's composure? Can we do some investigation?
I was going to
about
say,
it?
can I use investigation?
I would allow.
Wait,
I
can
would
I,
allow-
Thank you
also
so much.
wait, investigation instead of wits composure or
I'd allow wits investigation.
Yeah.
Cool, 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 cool.
Thank you.
All right.
How do I
so
hold this many
let's-
dice in my hands?
Listen, it's a powerful feeling.
What do I have?
Roll them all
That's what I'm trying to do.
and do well.
7.
Okay, boys. Okay. Okay.
9,
Hold
11.
on
Okay.
1 second.
Boop. Boop.
That's incredible. Guys.
As a darkling, I am using my weird given right to bump my wits up
Okay.
by 2.
So
Keep
when
the willpower low.
when your dice explode,
Mhm.
if you don't get another 10, that's when they stop exploding, right?
Right, but you can still get an 8 or a 9, which is a second success.
Okay, sick. I got 5.
That's a critical success.
I got 5 as well.
That's a second critical success.
Oh my god, look at us go, partners.
I'm just watching.
I'm just picturing Veronica with like a really long cigarette holder for
Oh,
some reason, just being
Not
like,
not yeah, it's a cigarette on one of those like long like
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Mm.
12.
Are we your ashtray?
No,
Got
just the world is her ashtray.
Fair.
It's the
6.
50s.
Okay,
Let's go.
that's 3 critical successes, my friends. So what I'm gonna say is that with 3, you absolutely are able to pick up a trail. Like, it's not just that you see blood, it's that between the 3 of you putting your heads together, you're like, there's blood here, there's some weird indentations over there, this feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
And like video game style, the path appears and glows in front of you.
Yes. We love quest trackers.
There's one other bit of information I'll give you on that, and it's that not only are you able to discern one set of footprints, you're able to discern multiple sets of footprints coming through this line.
Oh.
Mm.
How
So
many,
more than
Alex?
2. Yeah. How
Mm.
many?
Well, this will be your final critical piece of information. 2 sets of human footprints. 1 set of equine hoof prints.
I knew it. Gotta have
Okay.
them,
Like
dear.
all like 4 or just like
Let's go.
2? Like 4. Okay, 4 hoofies. Got it.
4 hoofies.
Oh no.
4 hoofies. What size?
Big.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
I'm
Like-
so excited.
Like if,
Clydesdale Plus.
I would say, JD, correct me if my horse knowledge is way out in left field here, but I would say based on the size of the hoof prints, you're probably looking at a horse that is 24 hands or more.
Holy fucking shit. Okay. Yeah.
Can you tell
Yeah,
horse
what does
size
that
by
mean?
footprints?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Terrifying. Hate it. It's like, I love
These
that you
would
have that
be
knowledge
so
on hand.
abnormally large that like you would have to gauge that. I'll put it this way. My horse was a very large horse. He was 17.1 hands. We are talking an additional 7 times 4 inches, so
Another
28
2 feet?
inches. Yep.
So is that like draft horse size or
That's
like
like
bigger than draft
beyond
horse
draft
size?
horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
The-
That's like
beyond
Holy
the
crap.
incredible. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, like, okay, because like my reference is Clydesdale. How bigger than Clydesdale?
Clydesdales are what? Are like between 16 and 18?
17 to 19 hands.
Okay. There you go.
So yeah, an additional 5 hands, an additional
Additional
20
hands.
inches.
Alex, you have blessed us. This is the most lickable horse to ever exist. I'm so
You're not-
excited.
You're not wrong. Just putting that out there. You're not
You know what?
wrong.
I think, okay, you can, but the question is, should you? And I'm gonna say
Yes.
probably not.
Correct.
Probably not.
Yes.
Yes.
Because this horse will have hands to throw. At least 24 of them. You know what I mean?
That horse has 24 hands?
Too many hands,
Too many
and I regret
hands.
saying it now because the visual is too much, and I hate it.
Incredible.
Okay.
Do our horses, or maybe it's not a horse, I don't know.
It's got hoofies.
It's got hoofies, but lots of things have hoofies.
It seems to have
Um,
horsey hoofies.
Okay,
So-
horsey hoofies. Okay.
Okay.
Horsey hoofies, nothing recognizable for any of our Arcadia pasts, correct?
I mean, there were horses in Arcadia. They were weird,
Right.
but there were
Fair,
horses.
but
I don't think even based on your very fractured memories of Arcadia,
mm,
you don't have a recollection of like a giant horse. They're
mm.
weird in different ways, but not in terms of size. So this is new-ish.
Cool. Something new. I think as soon as we find the hoof prints, Yuna opens up her sketchbook to the first page, which is blank, and immediately sketches out like a reference of the size of the foot of the human feet versus the size of the horse hoof. Kind of like a little line to see what the differences of the sizes and like strides are, if that makes sense, and then rips out the page.
So Alex doesn't have that calculation, but
I'm not gonna
Okay.
ask it from you, just
Okay.
as a reference.
just to have it. Good. All right.
Yeah,
You've got it. And that may come in
Yay.
handy later.
it will.
Veronica, you've been watching your colleagues like noses in the sand. How are things going with you? What have you been up to?
I think, honestly, this is. Veronica would never admit this, obviously. This is not her forte.
Mm,
She doesn't deal in nature and like
okay.
dirt. She's better at pulling information from people.
Mm.
Not
So-
the environment. Right.
Yeah. So I think there's mostly what she's doing is watching everyone to see their reactions to make sure that no one's like noticing something and then not going to tell people. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
that's her focus,
Gotcha.
and that's about it.
How much collab is going on here between the three of you?
Good question. I think Yuna is down. She hasn't been to the labyrinth, so she is just like ears up for what Misha has to say, and sketching and like making comments about what she remembers and like trying to gain information. This is fun.
I think Misha is has gone sort of into intel gathering mode.
Mm.
So he's just going this, like as he's pointing it out, so that
Eating
anybody
it up.
anybody who would notice something deeper in detail, like well, he's passing on the information to those smarter than him. Again, he's not dumb. But he's just the I find the things out guy.
Mm.
And I would say that Arcadia is the logic, I'm putting the details in. So while Una is sketching and getting documentation in that way, he is saying out loud and also making note of diameter of the footprints, diameter of the hoof prints, and any other details that he's noticing, but he is not hiding any of that. He's more focused on what he's writing, but he's also acknowledging it to the others.
Wonderful. I love these moments of court collaboration. There's no need to keep secrets from one another.
We're
I think
friends.
yeah, friends.
Mhm.
The final piece of information I'll give is that the human footprints are we're just going to use US feet sizes. They're like a men's 8 or 8 to 10, like just a pretty average human boot print.
Sick. Hold on. Hold please. Cool. Okay. I think after our little rush of investigation, Yuna just says he can't have gone far if his feet were destroyed. So perhaps it was not the arrows that took him down. Perhaps it was the glass.
The body can withstand incredible amounts of pain when it has enough motivation to keep it aloft.
That is certainly true.
I suppose.
But perhaps there was something in his heart. Also. Because it's been a hot minute. Because order for operations was arrows, then explosion, then neck? Or arrows, neck, and then explosion?
Arrows, neck, explosion.
Neck explosion, yeah.
Right.
Because they
And
went pow.
Technically feet, arrows.
Right. Yeah.
Neck, explosion.
Heard. We also know he was water elemental. This was a safe space, as safe as it could be.
Yeah, I guess I should say that the line and the direction, the line is parallel to the beach. So, the direction he was running was towards the water.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So we're not going to see any of the aftermath of him getting absolutely obliterated because it's probably got washed with the tide.
Likely, although they did not say where. Again, you don't know where on the beach.
Fell.
You don't know.
Right.
He could have made it 3 feet. He could have. Well, he probably made it further than that, based on what you You can sort of track this for a bit. I won't say you can find where the body was, but he was headed in the direction of the water.
Okay. All right. Are we able to see where the other footprints lead off to?
They are following, but they don't come back.
Okay, that's good to know.
Interesting.
Okay. All right, I think I'm going to also follow. We're going to see how far they take us.
Okay, so the beach is wide in addition to being long. It's not, I mean, you can easily see the ocean. It's less than a quarter of a mile, certainly. Maybe a couple football fields if I'm being generous. So I'm going to say the tracks lead you basically to almost the water's edge, like a little bit before that,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see another line of glass in the sand.
Of course.
And just to clarify, the glass in the sand that we found is linked to the labyrinth,
Yeah,
or
so
some
like,
sort of rip in where the labyrinth either enters or exits kind of deal.
so my science may be wrong on this, but when lightning strikes sand, it crystallizes it, and that's basically what's going on. There's like a line of crystallized glass sand there.
Heard. Due to the labyrinth, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Entry and exit.
Does it not seem a little bit strange to whatever was following him? Or whoever was whoever was commanding it to follow him. They paid no mind to the fact that the evidence is left. A trail, quite literally.
It seems they were unconcerned.
It does.
Also, based on the fact that the heart exploded after, I feel like they took something or left something. It's hard to explain. It seemed he had served his purpose. For what, I do not know.
But, I mean, he did come back. So he eventually served a different purpose.
Yes, that's the part that concerns me as much of, if not more, than the fact that a renowned scientist was murdered. That people were able to get this close to assassinate him.
Yeah, I'd also like Arcadia and Misha to make an intelligence science check.
I would
boy.
love to.
Oof. Okay. It's cool. Right. So that is a. I don't like chance rolls. We're gonna spend another willpower. We got it. Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Fantastic. I'm rolling 3 dice, so we'll see.
Nope. Okay. Misha, maybe it's your memories or what you did for the good doctor that means you don't, like, there's no connection in what Veronica said, but Arcady, you remember that part of the animation process for creating Skitter Sneaks had to deal with heart things. Not like destruction on the scale that you saw. This is a far more inelegant way of doing it, but that was probably the vector by which the Skitter Sneak formula entered as you're thinking about it.
Arcadia looks at Una and says, well, perhaps you were right that this will start to bring bits and pieces of our memories back.
On that note, I'd like you to make me a clarity roll.
Cool. Cool. Hate that. How many
4
dice? 4 dice.
Oh my god.
Gonna...
You're welcome.
Okay. So you can go ahead and drop a point of clarity. And as you say that, you are no longer standing on the beach. You are standing in a charnel house. You know, it's linoleum, it's steel and light and metal, but it is splattered with blood and awful, and every piece and part of a changeling body can be found dangling on hooks or wrapped up in chain. It's a butcher's house that the good doctor calls his laboratory. And you are standing over a changeling, one you recognize, one who used to be one of the good doctor's assistants, like you, until they did something that the good doctor did not approve of. What exactly is it that the good doctor does to punish changelings, Arcadia?
He reuses their parts in the way that they can best serve.
Of course he does. So you're harvesting right now. I won't go into detail, but the blood is up to your elbows as you are very efficiently removing, parsing, making sure that the various bits go where they need to go. And it's just as you hear the very distinctive footsteps of the good doctor entering the laboratory that you snap back to the beach. And just for a moment, you feel that stickwood of blood still coating your arms, that you come back to your friends on the beach.
I regret bringing that into our zeitgeist. I just want everyone to know I'm so sorry. That was me.
No,
I love the
that's
stickwood.
that was great.
You're a monster. Arcadia has just been standing there staring blankly ahead. And then he blinks and otherwise does not give any initial indication anything has changed, but just slowly starts to run his hands along his arms and furrows his brow when he doesn't feel the blood on them.
Would I recognize that potion in any way based on our activities together?
I'm gonna say that Arcadia has never seemed to have that exact reaction to blood. He has tasted it in front of you.
Which is a totally normal thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is totally, that's normal and it's
Yeah.
fine.
Absolutely.
But no, in fact, he tends to stay fairly clean and removed. He likes to watch.
In that case, she looks at him with curiosity and a little bit of suspicion, methinks.
I mean, he's wearing a mask, but you can tell he's moved closer to you. Are you all right?
Yeah, remembering.
My congratulations and my
was-
condolences.
It was a beautiful moment for all of us.
Yuna,
So
I think you are fascinating. You do not speak for me.
That's fine. I speak for myself, and I speak for the version of you that I have kept.
A terrifying notion indeed. Veronica, you were going to say something.
I think Veronica, having had this moment of a stranger in front of her, begins to walk the beach now, trying to trace the steps and get an understanding of, perhaps because she specializes in movement also, right, with the dancing history, to get a sense of speed. Was it an actual like chase, or was he struggling to go quicker? Were the people chasing him quickly, or were they kind of in that horror movie way slowly kind of walking up on him and be like, you can keep running, this is not this is not going to end any differently, that sort of thing.
How would you like to make a wits crafts roll with dance?
Yes, that seems like a thing.
I'd also do allow intelligence if that's higher.
Yeah, I don't technically have anything in crafts somehow.
What's your dancing skill?
That's a great question. I don't know if I actually put one in when I built it. Yeah, no, I didn't actually. I don't know.
How about is it athletics then? Let me see.
Oh, for what? What are we doing?
What should the skill for dance be?
It should be expression. If you have
Expression,
athletics,
that's what it is. Yes, in social.
Yeah. I don't have anything in that either, so I'll just roll the 4 for intelligence.
Okay, and then -1 for unskilled in that.
Yeah, then 0 because I got 1 success. But...
Hey. Yeah, willpower. Spend it.
Oh, do I have willpower?
Yes, you
Yes.
should. Yeah.
Okay,
It's the total of your resolve and composure.
Oh, then okay, sure. Yes, sure. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so yeah, then roll 3 more dice, and hopefully we'll get you something good. Get you something nice.
That's 2 successes then.
Okay, that is enough to see what we are doing. So it's 100% someone sprinting and slowing down, and 2 human footsteps following at a normal walking pace behind. And the horse is also not running. The horse is moving at a horse speed, a slow horse speed.
A walk.
A walk. Thank you. I don't know. It's not a trot. It's not a canter. It's not a gallop. It's a walk. It's walking. Yeah, the horse is walking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they were not in a hurry then, trying to chase. That seems fun. Not for him, but... They were not concerned with where, I wonder. But that they eventually caught him. I wonder if this was the place they meant to drop him. If this was the goal, this beach particularly, or if it was somewhere else. Or if this was just where they happened to.
It almost seems like it does not matter to them. They leave behind lots of evidence for us to find, for anyone to find. And even the body.
Perhaps it was meant to create dissension. As you have pointed out, there are elements that could tie each of us to him, make us suspect one another.
And who would want that?
Who indeed?
I do think, and we've touched on this, but I do think that whoever they are, individual or group or whatever it may be, court, it is clear they've been planning this. Perhaps not this specifically, but something for a long time.
It's at that point you hear a whistle. Not like a, but like
Mhm.
an actual physical whistle. And you see there is a small patrol of soldiers rapidly advancing towards you,
Hello?
rifles drawn, clearly in aggressive posture.
Oh,
Oh,
And-
goodness.
The person that you would identify as the sergeant, and all of these are not changelings, they are regular ass human beings.
oh,
Poor
You know,
babies.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
oh
Little dudes.
no.
Just little dudes.
Just little guys.
The sergeant is the one with the whistle, and he's got a pistol rather than a rifle, and he says, "The beach is closed. What are you doing here?"
Veronica
The beach
just...
is the beach.
The beach is a crime scene, and you are not allowed on it.
That we are investigating. Attempt again, and this time perhaps with a lower tone.
Looks you up and down.
Yeah,
Uncertainty.
I'm walking forward. I'm
Yeah.
walking forward.
Uncertainty all of a sudden like flaring up in his face, and he does take a step back as you advance. And he says,
Just papers.
yes, your papers, please."
I suggest you have your men lower their weapons before you find yourself and all of your comrades.
He gives the order, but he doesn't need to. The rifles are already lowered as you have advanced.
Oh.
What the are you, oh, you're from the Central Committee. My apologies, Commander.
I would like for you to do something for me.
What?
You see me now, and you see these people here, yes?
Yes.
Make sure that everyone here in Kaliningrad knows that we are here. And we will not be disturbed again. Do you understand me?
Why don't you make me an intimidation roll? A presence intimidation.
I would love to.
And I'm going to give you an extra, a +1, because he's probably already at least peed himself.
Oh, nice.
Incredible. Let's go. That a 4.
The panic in his face is absolutely not concealed at all, and he nods, and it's more of a tremble than an actual like attempt to nod. He says, "Of course, Commander. Is there anything else I can do for you? Have you spoken with the patrol officer who is here?"
I have not. Have him meet me, and I will give him the address for our residence.
He takes it, I would love to, but he's been placed on administrative leave, which you all know means he's been institutionalized.
Ah,
Ooh.
very well.
He was a friend of mine. I'd hoped maybe you had seen him, spoken to him, but
No, we will. Go about your business. I'm sure there are others you should be accosting at the beach.
of course, Commander.
It's just
Yeah, they leave very quickly, faster than they rolled up on you.
Mm-hmm. Apologies if I took anyone's fun there.
Always good to watch another professional work.
Hmm.
It was a fun show.
That was perhaps a misgiving on my part. I assumed the council would let people know that we were here. I will make sure that my message is delivered.
Oh, it seems that it will be with expediency.
I would
And
hope
if
so.
not, well, there are other ways to have fun.
So, the man on patrol was given some time
Hmm.
away.
I wonder what he saw. I wonder
Enough to
what
warrant
broke him.
some, something enough to give him leave.
All sorts of wonderful things can break a man.
Yes, mortal minds, they have a tendency to break a bit easier.
Hmm.
Seeing what we see on a normal day.
We were once mortal. Perhaps he is just being enlightened.
Perhaps.
We do not have the same process for him. Unfortunately, that place is gone or burned.
Unfortunately.
In the meantime, are we done?
Here, yes, we should probably actually go to our sleeping arrangements.
Perhaps we can get a drink before we go? It is our first night together.
Perhaps there's
Is
a...
this another attempt to get my mask off?
Perhaps. But I hear that drinks with the spring court heal many wounds.
I will partake.
Good.
Hmm.
What about you, Doctor?
I would be delighted.
And the delight
I
is
haven't had a
evident.
drink with friends in a long time.
And I
So
much rejoicing. Yeah.
So your hotel that has been booked for you is the Hotel Krasnaya, which is in one of the nicer parts of town, and you know that I'm going to assume Kolya informed you at one point that it is adjacent to the most popular restaurant bar in town, which is called the Wolf's Den, and is run by the Spring Counselor.
Oh, yes. We did get this information. Yay!
So, Is that where we're headed?
Yes.
Okay. So you get off the beach. I assume most of you are wearing boots, except maybe you are, Katie. So you're probably the one with sand in your shoes.
Probably.
As you're walking along, this is a bit longer of a walk, and it's a little bit later because you spent some time getting to the beach and then chatting and then intimidating soldiers and
Cool. Then actually, perfect. Do we see them as we're heading back?
yes.
Perfect. Okay, and I'm just gonna motion for the captain, the one that was talking big.
Yep. He comes over like a whipped dog, not to use
Fantastic.
a bad imagery, but he's very chastened, we'll say.
Good. Our driver was taken elsewhere.
Oh.
We are in need of transport. Can you arrange it?
Of course, Ivan. And he snaps his fingers, and one of the soldiers just like steps into the street and flags down a car. Like Grand Theft Auto style, just like steps in front of the car, motions the driver out, and then gives them a little piece of paper and is like, you can claim your automobile here. We will be, we need it for transportation. And then beckons you into your newly acquired mode of transportation.
Fantastic. We'll take it.
Eunice sits in the middle seat again.
Veronica will sit in the front, but she will not open the door or get in until someone opens it for her.
Oh, the soldier is absolutely opening doors.
Good.
Don't you worry.
We got it.
Yeah. The amount of
Just
eggshells
making it clear.
Yeah, no, the amount of eggshells that are currently being walked around is a heap.
Yeah. It's like,
So
they had guns on us. We went, no.
Would you like to try again?
You get
I
one
think I
chance.
would.
Actually, yes. As you mentioned that, I would indeed. And so I think we will drive you all to the Wolf's Den next to the Hotel Krasnaya in the nice part of town, and that might be a nice place for us to take a little breaky break.
A little breaky break.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Love that.
Wonderful.
All right. We shall be right back in 10 minutes.
Oh, but we don't have like a rant going on.
Nah.
We missed out on the rant.
Rant.
Yeah, we're so much ranting.
Anyway,
right here.
guys.
Oh my
God, that
so
was a
many
super
words.
fascinating
Words.
conversation.
I
that
know that's
everyone's
controversial.
I learned
I
so
know.
much.
Truly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Listen, we were absolutely
can I
not
say?
talking about. We were not talking about anything important, like how you should absolutely eat cereal with milk. You
Yeah.
monster.
Exactly.
And that's why Canadian maple syrup is the best maple syrup. Period. Full stop.
I have to, as a New Hampshire resident, I am legally obligated to say false. You're wrong. New Hampshire maple
No.
syrup.
Canadian maple syrup. We literally
Maine maple syrup. Okay.
Get out.
Florida maple syrup
outta
gang.
here.
Get out.
get out.
Florida.
I think we can all agree no, right?
Maple syrup.
Bruh, I don't even know why you decided you wanted to jump in on that. I don't know why you thought you were going to get somewhere with that, bro.
Okay. Can
But
we all
have
agree
the
that
tastiest
Vermont?
alligators.
That's probably true.
Probably. What about Vermont?
We all agree Vermont has the worst maple syrup.
Oh,
Absolutely.
of course.
Thank you.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah.
I have
Maine
no
is the
stake in this.
Vermont, bro.
Did you know that at the Minnesota State Fair you can get alligator on a stick?
In Florida, you can buy gator nuggets. It's part of like many restaurants
Just
It's also
deep
part
fry
of a
it.
balanced
So
breakfast.
strange.
No.
with milk. Gator nuggets
No.
with milk
Absolutely not.
and Florida maple syrup.
That
I
is
hate
Florida
that.
maple syrup.
Right. It's just.
So you let the gator nuggets
I
just
don't want
stew
to
in
think
the
about
milk?
that too
No,
much.
no.
Raph, please stop.
Raph, I was fully with you, and then you went. So you do this all the time. You say something, I'm like, I'm with you, and then it goes, woo! Off the deboned.
That's what I get best at. Listen. Anyway,
Yeah. Thank you for that. Whatever that was in my brain, I don't care for it, but I appreciate you as a human being and a friend. So we are going to the Wolf's Den, right? That's where
yes.
we're going.
Indeed.
Okay. I don't know what Wolf's Den is in Russian, so we're just gonna say it's the Wolf's Den, and it's like a subtitled thing. But you are brought to a 3-story building that takes up basically an entire city block, and it's stone that looks like it's seen better days. There are still bullet holes in it from the war. There are chunks of it missing. It looks like it's probably residential up on the top 2 floors, but the bottom floor has like a big red awning that goes around the entire building. And there's outdoor seating everywhere, and the place is fucking packed. And when you are dropped off by the very terrified soldiers, you are dropped off at the front door of the Wolf's Den, which is guarded, we'll say, by some very, very burly looking individuals. They're human. They're not changelings.
Hmm.
Ooh,
Okay.
playthings.
But are they looking at us?
Oh yes, as you arrive, there is a line.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because you step out of the car that was commandeered, and there's a line to get in, and one of them looks at Yuna specifically, raises an eyebrow, and then gestures to a different line where there's no one in it. And if you approach, without a word, they just let you pass.
Irina knows how to treat us nicely.
I would hope so. I would expect nothing less.
The Supreme Court has its reputations.
That it does.
As you enter the Wolf's Den, it is raucous before you even get in. You can hear people speaking loudly, laughter, singing. It sounds like there's a full-on rager of a party going on inside, and yet when you enter, it's like a Michelin dining room. It's like plush red velvet. There are plants everywhere. It's a little humid, a little warm. Maybe it's the bodies, maybe it's something else. There's a bar that extends the entire length of the restaurant with multiple bartenders, and it's just stacks of liquor. 4 bottles on the rails. There are people everywhere. Every table is filled. Every bar stool is occupied with butts, and people are drinking and talking, and it's loud, and it's the most life that you've seen in Kaliningrad yet. And as you enter, the maitre d', who is a changeling, gives you a nod and says, Arina was expecting you, if you follow me. And they take you back to a private booth. It's got green curtains that are embroidered with various plant imageries, and as you are put back in this very comfortable, very secluded place, your drink orders are taken, and you are told it's on the house.
Question for you as we're seated.
Mm-hmm.
We're off in the cut. So how's the shadows?
Deep.
Great. I'm going to make them deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting in the corner. And for those at the table, all you see is just, him back. You can't see the face with the shadows, but you do see the mask come off and will set on the table. Again, fully concealed in shadow, except any light from out there you see reflected in two eyes that look like they're staring directly at you, unblinkingly.
What color?
It's that cat reflective.
Ooh.
Nice.
Love
What are we drinking? We have all kinds of things.
I was gonna ask that.
The best red on the menu.
Of course. Okay.
Vodka.
How Russian. Natural, as it should be.
Also, straight shots, 100%.
Shots. All right. You are left alone for the merest fraction of time before the drinks arrive.
What's up?
Nothing.
The answer is also red. Warm.
Red. Sorry.
Interesting.
For some reason, I thought you said vodka. I'm sorry.
No.
My brain is
I
mushy.
was thinking about it. And while, yes, he will drink it, he actually does go for a red as well.
Okay.
Interesting.
So 1 bottle or 2 of that?
We start with
2.
1. We can continue.
Sure.
Okay.
1 for me.
Okay. 1 bottle of vodka for you.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And 1 for the scientist as well.
Okay. All right. So those are all brought out very fast. Unclear how fast. Or unclear how it's that fast.
Yes.
The service is very good here. And the red is very, very good. And the vodka is also quite good. They gave you top shelf stuff. There is no rail on here, so
Security is escorting someone out right now.
right. They
And
are
it is
like,
one of the cats.
sir. There is one cat occupying a table. They're like, sir, you have been here for 3 hours. You need to order or leave. We don't have milk. Get out.
But how do you make white Russians?
That's cream, not milk.
But
That's
I assume a cat would actually order cream. So
That's fair.
Well, this cat is
Well,
lactose intolerant, so
right.
Like all cats.
like all
Right.
Yep.
kids.
Right.
All cats.
So you have your wine and your vodka, and the curtains part after you barely have time to start drinking when the curtains part and Spring's counselor, who is effectively the spring monarch here in Kaliningrad, steps in. And this, as you may remember, is Arina Martov, who is she's a hunter heart kith of beast seeming with a wolf aspect to her. There's just something very predatory about the way she moves and speaks and looks at you. Very tall, very shapely woman in her maybe late 30s, mid 40s, just like a mane of red hair, starting to get shot through with a little gray, but in a mommy way. Very, very attractive human being. And she just has the biggest smile to see you all here. Directed mostly at Yuna, she says, Comrade Orlova, Yuna, it's so good to see you.
It has been too long, Irina. And I think Yuna is actually going to stand up and take her hand and just kind of like almost bow and give it a little kiss, and then passes her a shot as well.
There is a very amused laugh at that. She says, I'm so pleased to see they haven't forgotten manners in Moscow.
Well, when you're locked away into the studio, it is something I tend to practice.
I'm glad to hear it. And your friends? I hope Kaliningrad has been treating you kindly so far.
It has been interesting.
Is there so if this person is royalty here, how do they stack up to like our level in the city? Like I'm thinking hierarchy of, because Veronica would greet her as is appropriate,
Mhm.
whatever that looks like, but I don't know what that is.
So, in their city, they generally would outrank an outsider. You would know that in the hierarchy, normally you would be deferential, but the situation and circumstance is such that you are here as a representative of their higher ups.
Right. So technically they are subordinate to me
Yes,
in a way.
in a
you know-
way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So in that case, Veronica will nod respectfully, but you know, um, it is quite the city.
I'm sure it doesn't compare to the charms of Moscow in December, but we try.
Everyone has been helpful so far, and that is most appreciated.
Happy to help the party and the courts.
Mm-mm.
Now, we don't need to talk business, however. And she has another, like, very wolfish smile. She says, will you join me for some rakia? It is the house specialty.
But of course.
Who are we to turn down hospitality?
And you,
Of course.
friend? Wonderful. She snaps her fingers and says, 5 wolf fucks. It's a specialty.
I think Yuna just like, as she's sitting down, definitely takes her shot and then kind of leans across the table and says, oh, you all are going to love this. It is truly a spectacle.
So a board with 5 shot glasses comes out. And each one is this sort of pale champagne color. And there is a solid marble-sized nugget of gold in each one.
Hmm.
And she passes her hand over it, and the gold erupts into flame and burns itself out, and then the drink changes into this deep burgundy color.
Irina, it is truly beautiful. The way you perform is like my brushstrokes, for sure.
Everything is art if you try hard enough.
But
Yes, we're all artists here.
If you down it, this is a plum liqueur.
Delicious.
But it's like 50% ABV, maybe 60. Like, it's got a punch to it. She downs it like it's nobody's business, slams it down and says, it's a shame that the strapping mechanic of yours isn't with you.
Yes,
it
your
is.
counsel?
Well, I wouldn't call him part of the council, but he has a function.
I merely meant he was pulled away by the council. Insight.
Yes.
Yep. Vibe check.
Vibe check that. So that what's that?
That is wits empathy.
Wits empathy. Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna do 5 minus 1. Yeah. 4. 2.
There is the very faintest flicker of not recognition, we'll say, surprise.
Ooh.
And then the mask is back on. Indeed. Council business.
Quite. Well, I'm sure we will manage in his absence.
Yes, but one wouldn't want to.
What is his story? What do you know of him?
Well, I know that he wastes his time with the riffraff of the city. I know that I have invited him to dinner multiple times and he has never said yes. I agree.
Tragically rude.
I agree. So good to hear Autumn say so.
We
He
appreciate
doesn't have like
hospitality.
authority.
It is my role and my duty to be hospitable.
Irina, I know we said no business, but I am curious. This happened in your city. Do you have any lurkings or ideas? We cannot share what we know, of course. But perhaps your grand opinion might be able to assist us.
She takes another shot, which has just appeared in her hand from a waiter.
Yuna is definitely matching her with the vodka.
Okay, great. Everyone has opinions, you know. Everyone in this city, I've found, seems to have some opinion on what happened to Dr. Morozov.
I'm asking for yours, though.
Dr. Morozov's death was a tragedy for this city. He was a good man. And if anyone wants to make a wits empathy here,
I would love to. I would fucking love to.
I'm actually not gonna roll.
okay.
She's bae.
Everyone who is not Yuna realizes that not only is she telling the truth, but there is a very deep well of sadness behind what she's saying that she is not, or trying not to show. As to who killed him, that is for you to find out, and for you to bring them to us, so we can exact justice.
And we will.
I have no doubt.
I am sorry that this burden has fallen upon you as far as disagreeing with your city. But it has brought all of us together. And it has given me the chance to see your lovely face again. So perhaps not all that bad.
She sort of shakes her head. That is a good silver lining, Yuna. And it is truly a pleasure to see you again.
So, we were told that the patrol guard that found the body has been given leave.
Not my decision.
Well, I think it's best that we have a chat with him.
Well, if you would like to talk to him, you will have to talk to Dr. Rogazov first.
Oh,
Or sorry, Rogazin. Dr. Rogazin first.
fascinating. So it was his call then.
He is the Counselor of Autumn. It was his call.
And is he now Dr. Rogazin's patient?
He is under his care.
Well, extra steps, of course. Not at all surprising.
I was hoping you wouldn't be surprised by it.
No. Very little with these cases do, though this one has proven interesting, I'll say that.
Her eyes kind of light up. Well, I'm glad you have found something of interest in our city. After all, I've heard rumors of how very serious you are. I didn't know what it would take to pique your interest, but
Many things piqued my interest. It's keeping it that is the more difficult thing.
she leans in a little closer, not close enough to get to, the shadow, but she gives another very wolfish smile and she says, yes, it takes quite a bit of stamina to keep interest, doesn't it?
He's going to hold his hand out from the shadow. He'll just bring it. There's just the faintest, but the light never hits. And he kisses her hand and then puts it back.
And such manners from Summer. Who would have thought?
We are known occasionally to have them. Sometimes our competitive nature means that we find ourselves fighting not just on the battlefield, but at the dinner table.
And to ruin a perfectly good meal, I find that the struggle is best afterwards.
Save it for dessert, of
Exactly.
course.
And you? Autumn and winter. How are you finding the city?
Welcoming and cold, just how I like it.
I thought you might.
The
With
hosts are
unexpected
so
terrors. Just how I like it.
lovely.
Unexpected terrors. Yes, who would have thought in our little beach town? Here we are. Did any of you know Dr. Morozov?
We did not have the pleasure. Or
I
did
always
not,
hope to
at
meet
least.
him.
Question for you, Alex.
Yes.
Do we know, and this may have just been, I forgot to write it down, but do we know Dr. Morozov's, Great Fae from Arcadia? No.
Nope.
We know his court.
Yeah, he was Autumn Court.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a pleasure to know him.
You said he was a good man. What made him so? There are so few, after all.
You're not wrong. No, he was thoughtful for Autumn Court. No offense.
None taken.
He was warm, like a harvest bonfire. There was passion there, curiosity. Such talented man. Skilled. He was a true ornament to our city. And to the Union.
What was his skill?
She smiles.
His art.
Apart from the dessert. Yes. No, he was a very observant man. Cautious, but careful. He cared about people. You don't see that often. In any court. No offense.
Certainly none taken.
Did he have any other friends since he cared so much of the people? Did the people care for him?
No, he was one of those people who preferred to help anonymously. From behind the curtain.
Did that help ever come with fallout or trouble?
Well, the law of unintended consequences, even the best intentions can occasionally lead to negative outcomes. There were things that troubled him. He did not tell me what they were. But he had a weight around him before he died.
As though
Like
he
a-
knew something were coming.
Like a burden of information.
The best I can say is he was troubled by something. He was always looking over his shoulder. Metaphorically.
Were you shocked to hear about his death?
Shocked? I'm not sure shock is the right word. Angered? Yes. Saddened? Absolutely. She sort of leans in much closer. And you actually feel the air of the room, little private booth that you're in, get a little heavier. And she said, people in his position sometimes wind up like this. It is not unheard of, and I know you know this.
Do we have access to his home or anything that we might see if we can find some of these troubles?
I believe the council has granted you access to wherever you need to go concerning this investigation.
Perhaps that is a journey for tomorrow.
If you like, I can ensure that keys or entrance are ready for you in the morning.
I thank you.
I suppose we should drink in his honor.
Of course. Another glass just sort of appears in her hand. Dr. Morozov.
Dr. Morozov.
And that her face has been somewhat somber in all of this, and then it lights back up. She says, "Now, who wants to play a game?"
How do you win?
By surviving.
Very well.
You know. You remember Hide from the Bear.
Of course. It is
Would
my
you care
favorite.
to tell your friends the rules?
So, everybody stands up, and Irina, would you like to be the lookout?
I would be happy to.
Irina will call for the bear. She will say, "Oh no, the bear is coming, we must hide." And we hide under the table. When she declares the bear is gone, we come out, we celebrate, we take a drink. But the bear has our scent, and it will follow us always. It never loses track of its prey. So it returns, and we must hide the game. And until everyone is on the floor, except for one person,
I
then
see
the
your
bear
hand, Misha.
leaves. Yes, Misha.
Why can't I not just kill the bear?
Well, that's no fun.
Also,
What do you mean? Killing a bear is very fun. And then you can drink without having to hide under a table. No, sorry. That is the fun of the game.
I knew you would understand.
the bear is the fun of the game. Knowing that perhaps you will not be able to stand against him again. Choosing not to stand against him again. Being able to choose your own fate, your own death. That is the fun of the game.
That is the fun of the game. And then she stands up and like parts the curtains and is like, "Everyone!" And her voice just projects out, and there's a silence that descends. "There is a bear coming!" And there's just like this uproar of everyone being like, "Ah!" Like tittering laughter. People are very excited about this, and you hear the scrape of hundreds of chairs, and people just start going under the table. The bartenders like duck down behind the thing, the bar. It's a bar. It's the bar.
The bar.
People are like cowering next to their bar stools. Are you hiding?
Of course.
That's how you win the game.
Yes.
So yes.
That is how you win the game.
Yes.
I don't know if Veronica would get on her knees for anybody. I don't. I really don't.
You see a whole bar, there's a whole restaurant go, "Yoop," except for Veronica.
Cross-legged red wine, like
Absolutely.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how disrespectful would it be for her not to partake?
8.
Oh God. Can I just
Here, this is fine. This is what you do. You just go, "Yoop."
Fair.
On the bench, just go.
can I just menu?
Yeah, we'd allow a menu. That's fine.
Yeah, everyone ducks and she just
So you
Can I add in a piece? So
Yeah.
Arcadia does follow the rules of the game.
Mhm.
He kneels near Veronica's feet
Mm.
and he reaches up and takes her hand and says, pawn to c5.
She leans in very close and says, Pawn to c4.
You hear the clacking of Arina's heels as she walks through the restaurant. And you hear her saying, "The bear is still here. It's a big one. Oh, he looks hungry. Oh, I think he's going to... Oh, no. I saw you, Oleg. I saw you. You put your leg back. No, it's not time yet." She creeps around. At one point, you see her goose someone. They let out a little shriek. She's like, quiet. Quiet or the bear will get you. And you're hiding and cowering and waiting.
Incredible.
And Veronica, you don't see it. And Arcadia, you don't see it because you're focused on each other. But Nisha and Yuna, you see it. As Arina is walking through the restaurant, managing the whole scene, the door from the back opens. And a very tall man, we'll say he's bear-sized, with very long, slicked back blonde hair and a big yellow beard, his face like a hatchet from what you can see, and his eyes murderous, long black leather trench coat, comes out of the back, levels a pistol at Arina, and fires. And that is where we are going to end this session.
You can't.
I can't.
No.
What?
Yes.
That's Bay right there. What are you doing?
You monster!
I'm sorry to wrap us up a little early, but that felt like the perfect moment to take a pause.
How?
That is
A
Mama.
pause. A pause.
That is Mama.
How absolutely dare you?
I'm upset.
Thank you, Raph. I am upset. I'm not gruntled. I'm disgruntled.
I'm absolutely disgruntled.
Correct.
1000%.
Well, maybe your mechanic will be back in time to save us. Who can say? He's on a special mission. We'll see.
Can
All
I
right,
sacrifice
I
my
guess.
love for my life? That was a Freudian slip there for Irina, please.
We'll see what happens.
I will. How many dice do I have to roll for this? I got
I would
all of
love-
them right
I
here,
would love-
ready to go.
Listen, I've got quick draw with knives. Let me just go swing, 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 swing. Swing,
I will
swing,
absolutely
swing.
murk this fool.
Well, we will find out
Well,
what happens in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, God.
I hate that.
Sorry.
Okay, fine. I guess it's time for outros. God. Alex is a monster. We are going to start with you, Raph.
Don't look at me right now, okay? Don't look at me. Anyway, hello, I'm Raph. I've been Yuna Orlova. Upset, sad, and uncertain. Other things. Let's see. Okay, outro. What is happening? It's September, which means we're playing this game, and also on Thursday, I'll be back here for Redacted, which is JD's homebrew psychological horror game. Very good. Also starring someone else at this table. It's going to be... We'll see. It's going to be intense because some crazy shit is happening right now. And then I will be back here next Tuesday for our little game, the Lost broadcast. That's Lost and Last. That is like our little Monster of the Week game where I play my own version of a little mom. So actually, in both Redacted and that game, I'm the
No.
mom. So
No, absolutely
No.
not.
it's so
You're not.
sick, dude.
Mhm.
That's so crazy.
It's crazy because it's incorrect. It's a thing. Crazy because that's wrong.
Yeah, and then there's some fun stuff in the works. So
There's lots of good stuff.
oh, also Two Secrets, Two Shadows, the season 2 Secrets, Two Shadows coming back at you. But I'll let JD talk about that.
Coming
That
at you.
is coming back. Yeah, I forgot about that. All right, Q.
Hi, it's me. Again, Midnight Inc. That's Midnight_INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. I be out here on the internets and places, sometimes talking about Magic the Gathering, sometimes thirsting over hot dudes. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I am part of the production staff for Teatro on the Table Studios. We are doing things. We have had to do some shuffling, but we are getting more stuff out there for you. So keep your eyes peeled. As Raph said, I will be here on Thursday for Redacted, where nothing big and/or important is happening. So don't even worry about it. And then I've got more stuff going on in the future with some of these people that I enjoy very thoroughly. So just, I'll keep you posted.
We'd love to see it. Oh, okay, God, I'm next. Okay, this is the fun part of doing tech. I forget when I exist and have to do this. Hi, I am JD. Tonight I was Arcadia Volkov. You can find me in way too many things. As has been brought up, I will be back here for Redacted on Thursday. I will also be running In Extremis on Friday, which is a Locked Tomb-inspired game, where we will do space necromancy, and it will be a good time. I can be found before all of that over on Bleak Season's channel for his Penny Dreadful Vaesen game that is starting tomorrow night. That is going to be a wild time. I am super excited for that. And then on Saturday, you can find me over on Exquisite Corpse Presents for Sister Cities. And I will be back here for Monster of the Week next week for whatever shenanigans that the class reunion crew and our special guests decide to get up to. There's a lot of things going on next week that I'll have plenty of time to plug, but I will throw out Season of Secrets and Shadows is returning on Friday, September 15th. So not this Friday, but next Friday. We will be back with Table 1, and it's been a wild 3 months in-game since the events of the final session of Season 1 happened. You will not want to miss what is about to happen there. And that is all I will plug for now. Keep an eye on both the LFTA Twitter and my personal Twitter for so many more announcements, though, because a lot of things are happening.
And also bone facts.
And also
So many
bone
bone
facts. I'm really salty that Hank Green stole my favorite bone fact in Mentopolis, and now I can't use it. I'm personally
if-
I
offended.
haven't
What if you
heard it,
did
so
and just said fuck it?
yeah. What if you're like actually hankering? This is my bone fact.
Right.
That
You
would
can
come
be
share bones.
More-
That's
perfect
okay
share
too,
both
right?
In fact,
Like, hey,
friends,
No, I think
friends
fight
share
hankering.
bones. That's
no. Hey, no,
Yeah.
you can't use cancer.
You know, now I have my bone fact for tomorrow.
yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can't, you can't fucking agree. You can't do that. You can't- That's fucked up, bro.
It's fine. It's so fine. All right, Farah, last but not, well, Alex will be
No.
rounding us off, but for our courts.
Hello, I am Farah Sarkaya, and I've been Veronica Strogost. I am. Ooh, okay. Crossroads is doing a lot of Halloween stuff because, of course, we are. So join us in September for New World Order, the end of New World Order, and the continued Lacuna series that I am running, which is goddamn incredible, and it brings me so much joy. And some of the people at this table are going to be joining me in that very soon, for which I am so hyped, as well as the sequel to that, which I'm also so hyped, which is coming soon to a crossroads near you, and a bunch of, like I said, Halloween stuff in October, including slasher movie marathons and vampire shit. And it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm scared. Carrie is terrifying. Join us over at Crossroads Games. Find me on Twitter and all of the socials as Farakaya. And it's exciting, and I'm excited, and I'm going to be here for this and some other stuff, and also just I'm around, so follow me. Hello. That's me.
Incredible. And last but not least, Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex. I've been the real monster of this game. I'm at Mightiest Finn on Twitter. I'm Mighty Finn on Blue Sky. A lot of the stuff that I am in has been plugged, but I will say, come back for a season of Secrets and Shadows. See what your sad werewolf boy is doing with his life now that he and his vampire girlfriend are dukes of things.
Yes, double date table.
Double date table is very excited.
Also murder table. Also murder
Also
table.
murder table.
What if the double date is to a murder? It's fine. Don't
I'm
worry
sure it's
about
going
it.
to be.
Happening, so
A
yeah.
murder in a movie
That's
sounds
so
like a night.
romantic.
It 100% is going to be a double date to a murder. At least one. I'm doing this. There are other things. I will say, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Come to Crossroads Games for our horror movie marathon, where it's not just Carrie terrorizing people. It's also this guy.
Alex is a
Um,
monster. He's a monster.
He's absolutely a monster.
I was requested to be a monster, and I hope I have succeeded. I think that one's going to be fun. I'm also doing a one-shot of a space horror game that I'm writing for Crossroads for Halloween, which is exciting. That one's going to be fun. I'm going to kill people horribly in a life-affirming way that, for friends. Because if you can't kill your friends,
Who else can you kill?
who else can you kill?
Technically, a lot of people. You
Right.
just gotta be like real good about not getting caught.
And finally, there's going to be some back channels on Crossroads coming up. I can't say when or what, but it's going to happen, and I'm real excited about that. You heard it here first. Back channels. Going to do ghost pirates and shit in post-apocalyptic America. That's all I have to say. There are other things that are in the works that I can't talk about because we're way too far out. But there's going to be shit, and it's going to be good shit, and it's going to be on my Twitter or my Blue Sky when it is announced. So join me there. Thank you all to my players. This was wonderful. Sorry it's been a hot minute since we played. I miss you all. I love you all. And I can't wait to do terrible things to/with you in the next session.
You are, as always, a monster, Alex, and we
We're
will
having
all
so
be
much
waiting
fun.
with bated breath for what horrors will commence when we return in 2 weeks. But with that, I am going to bring us to raid someone. I have not figured out who yet, but I will do that in a few moments once I take us to the thanks for watching screen. Stay with us, come along with us, say hello, be friendly, and keep an eye on the Twitter and Blue Sky for more Bone Facts, more Locktoon Facts, and all of the chaos that September and then October is going to bring as a bunch of games come back and things go off the rails. And not to steal your thunder, Alex, but I'm going to say good night, cast.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
Good night,
guys.
cast.
Good night.